Okay, so on July 15th, the woman who literally used to run product for ChatGPT launched her very own AI model. And buried right there in the announcement is a completely staggering statistic that honestly should make every single business leader sit up and pay attention. 1/14th. That is the fraction of the cost it took for the world's largest hedge fund to beat top-tier proprietary AI models on financial reasoning just by using a version of this brand new tech. To really grasp the stakes of what we're looking at today, we actually need to look at a warning issued back on July 12th by Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella. He hit the nail on the head regarding a massive flaw in how we use AI right now. He pointed out that you pay for the subscription, right? But then you effectively pay again by letting your proprietary prompts and your business knowledge bleed into some vendor's future model. So, in this explainer, we are unpacking a massive industry shift that solves this exact problem. We are talking about the huge shift from renting your AI to actually owning it.
Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into what might be one of the absolute most significant releases of the year, the July 15th launch of Inkling. This is the very first public product out of Thinking Machines Lab, which, by the way, was founded by the former OpenAI Chief Technology Officer, Mira Murati. And the core focus of our time together today is really simple, but huge. The ex-OpenAI CTO just launched an AI you're actually allowed to own.
Let's look at our roadmap. We're going to cover what exactly is Inkling, the 1/14th cost advantage, stop renting your AI, the honest limits, and finally, how to try Inkling. Let's dive in. Section 1. What exactly is Inkling? The tech behind the hype. Right, so after a year and a half of building out infrastructure in stealth mode, Mira Murati's team has officially shipped a highly capable proprietary model. And to understand why Inkling is so ridiculously efficient, you've got to understand this term, mixture of experts, or MO. Think of it like this. Instead of firing up the entire massive brain of the AI for every single simple question you ask it, an MOE architecture acts like a super smart router. It sends your prompt only to the specialized subnetworks, the experts, if you will, that are best equipped to actually handle it. And the math on this is just staggering. Inkling is a massive model. We're talking 975 billion total parameters. But because of that MOE architecture, it only activates about 41 billion of them for any given task. This is the absolute secret sauce here. It keeps compute costs incredibly low and speeds incredibly high, even when you're querying a model of this enormous size. So let's run through the core specs, because they're impressive. Inkling was trained on a massive 45 trillion tokens. It's natively multimodal, which means it reasons across text, images, audio, and video right out of the box. Plus, it boasts a 1 million token context window. But look closely at that last bullet point. Fully open weight. This is a total game changer. Unlike ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, your business can actually download the complete code and modify it directly on your own infrastructure. You're not just pinging a closed API and crossing your fingers.
Section 2. The 1/14th cost advantage, beating Wall Street's best.
Now, Thinking Machines is totally upfront about this. Inkling is not designed to be the smartest generalist in the world. Actually, it's designed to be the most capable, specialized worker for your specific business. And the real-world validation here is fascinating. Researchers partnered with Bridgewater, literally the world's largest hedge fund, and took an open-source model, fine-tuning it purely on Bridgewater's deep financial expertise. The result? It scored an 84.7% on financial reasoning tests, meaning it beat the top proprietary frontier AI models. And the kicker? It did this while slashing operational compute costs to roughly 1/14th of the price. Think about that for a second.
And we're seeing this raw efficiency validated in other places too. Like on Terminal Bench 2.1, Inkling achieves the exact same coding performance as NVIDIA's Nematron 3 Ultra, but it pulls it off using roughly a third as many tokens, so lower compute cost for the exact same result. It is just ruthlessly efficient.
Section 3. Stop renting your AI. The macro paradigm shift.
This whole thing is part of a massive paradigm shift sweeping the tech industry. Even Hugging Face CEO Clem DeLong predicted this very week that frontier closed models will increasingly be reserved just for experimentation. Meanwhile, day-to-day production, that's moving rapidly toward private or open alternatives that businesses can actually control. Think about it like this. The old way. Renting AI means you're paying endless subscriptions and risking leaking your proprietary data to generic chatbots. The new way, owning AI, means you take an open-weight model like Inkling, you fine-tune it on your own customer data, your sales scripts, your internal docs, you create an uncopyable, deeply specialized asset. That is a genuine, unfair business advantage. Section 4. The honest limits. cutting through the hype.
Now, while this open-weight approach is revolutionary, it is absolutely not a magic bullet. We have to analyze its shortcomings objectively. Let's brutally and honestly compare the factuality scores here, and well, they aren't pretty. On the simple QA verified test, Inkling scores a 43.9%. You compare that to closed models like Claude Fable 5 or Gemini 3.1 Pro, which are sitting comfortably between 68 and 77%. Inkling also trails in humanity's last exam and adversarial safety tests. But why? Because Inkling is a deliberately balanced generalist meant to be customized by you. It is simply not designed to be a raw, out-of-the-box knowledge leader on day one.
And we need to do a rapid-fire look at some real caveats you have to consider. First off, fine-tuning in AI is not just some simple push-button task, okay? It requires serious machine learning talent. Second, that incredible Bridgewater result, that's currently self-reported by the companies involved. It hasn't been independently audited yet. Third, Inkling used other models, like Moonshot AI's Kaimi K2.5 for early training distillation, which is actually a bit controversial in the industry. And finally, Thinking Machines has a somewhat unresolved financial picture right now. There's a rumored $50 billion funding round that seemingly stalled out earlier this year.
Section 5. How to try Inkling. Actionable next steps. Despite those limits, the value proposition here is massive. And the best part? You don't need some wildly expensive server farm to start testing this today. Here is a simple commitment ladder for any business leader wanting to explore this. Step 1. Go use Thinking Machines' Tinker Playground. It's a free chat interface with web search. No commitment, just see how it feels. Step 2. If you like it, route it through a hosted API like Together AI or Databricks. Test it on your specific tasks against whoever your current vendor is. Step 3. If it passes those tests, move to the Tinker platform. That's where you can actually bring your own data and fine-tune the model yourself, and they're currently offering that at a 50% discount during this launch window.
Oh, and I should briefly mention, if you really don't need that massive 975 billion parameter model, they also previewed a sibling model called Inkling Small. It features 276 billion total parameters, with only 12 billion active. It matches the larger model on quite a few tasks, but it's built specifically for even cheaper, faster enterprise workloads.
Ultimately, the most important takeaway here isn't whether Inkling is the absolute smartest AI in the room. It's that a major lab has proven that owning and customizing your own open-weight AI can beat renting a generic one and do it at a fraction of the cost. So I'm going to leave you with this question. Would you trust your business data to a model you fine-tune and own yourself, or do you still feel safer having a big-name lab's proprietary model handle it? Think about it and let that guide your next move in this rapidly shifting landscape.